Hey, Mr. Clash here, and today we're going to be doing an NDL weekly recap. This is all of the wars that were done in the NDL in welterweight for the week. Now, obviously, Guns and Honey is in Amateur League. I cannot recover the Amateur League because that would be a conflict of interest. I'd be allowed into all sorts of clans and be seeing their bases and traps and things like that in a league, in a division that I'm participating in. So I'm covering welterweight, someone else is covering amateur, someone else is doing semi, and someone else is doing pro. I'll link to all of their YouTube channels down in the description below so that if you want to see their weekly recaps of the week that was in NDL for their division that they're covering, you can do so. So I am covering welterweight. So first cab off the rank, what I'll do is I'll show you a few attacks from each of the wars, and then we'll have a look at the ladder to see how all of the clans stand, and hopefully if they get all their attacks done on time, we can get this as a weekly ladder reveal to show you how everything's standing up for every week of the ladder. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one, and boom, here we are. USA Adults versus Wrath of War. As you can see, USA Adults won 79 to 75. So we'll have a look at the war map first, and then we'll have a quick look at the stats and then dive into the attack. So you can see here, one Town Hall 11 has a star remaining for 2 stars. This is what was done to the USA Adults. No 3 stars on the Town Hall 10. Breakdown was 4, 8, and 18. We've got a Town Hall 9 left standing, a Town Hall 9 left standing, and a Town Hall 9 left standing. So basically they've left 3 Town Hall 9s up, unattacked, and they left a star on the board on that number 1. And so we'll have a look at what USA Adults did in return. They 2-starred all the Town Hall 11s, 2-starred all the Town Hall 10s, even number 12 here is a Town Hall 10 3-star. We'll be having a look at that. And have a look down there. They 3-starred all of the Town Hall 9s. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the war statistics, and then we'll get right into the replays for this particular war. 58 attacks used, 57 attacks won, 1 attack lost each, 2 attacks remaining on USA Adults, 19 3-stars versus 16, 2 stars 11 versus 13, and of course there's the 1-star attack. New stars per attack don't mean a hell of a lot, and we've got a few different heroics. I've always find that the heroics don't really mean too much either. Average destruction, you can see 88.9 versus 90.03 up the top there. So even though Wrath of War had slightly higher destruction, they were lacking in the stars. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll have a look at the Town Hall 11 3-star. Everyone loves the Town Hall 11 3-star. And we'll then have a look at the Town Hall 12 3-star. And one of the Town Hall 9 3-stars that I found particularly interesting out of all of them. And we'll be having a look at that. Okay, so balloons coming in, taking out that straight away. Now, what's really interesting here is I like the use of the Sui heroes and the baby dragon that you're just about to see come up here. So using the baby dragon to help take out the other baby dragon. And now keep an eye on that baby dragon. It is going to do a hell of a lot of work. There's nothing else left in the way of the Eagle artillery. The baby dragon has it covered. The baby dragon is going to get that artillery down. Sui heroes have done their job, and now here come the balloon parade. Backing behind a couple of lava hounds or a few lava hounds. So we've got a bunch of haste spells, a bunch of rage spells, and just raging right over. Gwen Warden's ability used. Now watch the minions on the right hand side. They're just about to come out now. Lovely use of those minions onto that arch tower. All the lava pups just got nuked on the left. Now he's got 4 more minions. Watch how he cleverly uses these minions up on this wizard tower that's left standing so that the wizard doesn't nuke all the loons. So we've got another minion coming down, another minion coming down. Now that first minion, the second minion didn't distract the wizard, but the first one did, and that was enough just to save those balloons. As you saw, a lot of the balloons were in very sick health there by the time they got through to the wizard. And there was always that likelihood, or that slim chance, that if those balloons had not taken out, if the minions hadn't been there, the wizard might have been able to take them out. Okay, let's move on to the Town Hall 10. Okay, as you can see, we've got a bit of a healed bow witch action going on here. I'll just speed this up as well so that we don't have to sit through all of it. I've got a lot of attacks and a lot of details to get through with the other clans in the division as well. So we'll try to speed it up as much as we can, and also show you bits and pieces from the other wars as well. So it's not going to be a 10-minute video. It will be longer because I'm recapping all of the wars that happen in the NDL in welterweight for the week, and then we'll have a look at the ladder. So I love the second jump spell is right on the money here on this one. It gets access. There we go. right over the clan castle, gets access to the complete other side of the base. Everything from within that compartment there can now reach out, double bounce from the bowlers, and of course the extra range from the archer towers just taking out all those surrounding weapons. So one jump in, second jump gets access to the back side Inferno Tower, and of course with the bowlers and level 40 heroes doing their lovely work. Now yes, the base was not maxed, it didn't have maxed Inferno Towers and it didn't have maxed Expos, and you can see that it's not all fully maxed base, but 3-star Town Hall 10, hard anyway. Let's move on. Okay, and now in this one we're having a look at a bit of a Queen Walk Hogs. Now I chose this one because I just thought Queen Walk Hogs isn't the most common attack these days. A lot of people do Queen Walk, a lot do Hogs. I'm not saying it's not done a lot, I'm just saying that in comparison to the general attacks, mostly what we're seeing in our wars anyway are witch-based attacks of some description, whether they fail or succeed, we are seeing a lot of them. So I've got a bit of a Queen Walk thing going on here. Now what I did like about this was how the base ended up getting basically segmented in half. You can see that the Queen has taken out nearly 25% of the base. There we go, 25% of the base with the Queen Walk part. Now the King and his CC we're going to see the bowlers coming out of the CC. There we go. They're going to take out the next 25% of the base. You know, the Queen's still doing a little bit of work there. And then have a look at the base. It's almost just chopped in half now, or everything's destroyed. And then you've got just about 50% of the base. There we go, 50% of the base before the first Hogs come in. And there's one heal spell left for the Hogs. So plenty of troops left. The King's still walking around with the Golem. The Queen's still walking around. So base wrecked. So I liked the breakdown of the attack on this one. So that's why I chose it out of these Town Hall 9 attacks. Now going back to this particular war, we'll just head back to the map and I'll bring up the statistics while I just tell you a few other little statistics that we had in the war. 6-pack shout-outs go to Otterpop, Paragirusu, Keebler from USA Adults, and onto the Wrath of War side we've got Garab, Schwetter and Deadpool, all with 6-packs in the war. So that will be it for the USA Adults versus Wrath of War. Just touching base with that one, and now we'll go have a look at the next war. All right, here we are over in Ludus Magnus, and their final score was 82-72 versus the final boss. We'll have a quick rundown of what they've done to their bases, 2 3-stars up here. And the Town Hall 11's breakdown was 4, 8 and 18. As we come down, you can see number 9 and 12, Town Hall 10's also 3-starred. And all of the Town Hall 10s have been Town Hall 9s have been 3-starred. Now we'll pop up to the other side to see what final boss was able to do. 2-star all the 11s. Left some stars on the 10 up there, and okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 Town Hall 9s that were not cleared. Makes it hard to win if you can't clear all the Town Hall 9s. And let's have a quick look at the statistics. As you can see, all 60 attacks used from Ludus Magnus, not all the attacks used on final boss. 22 3-star attacks, that's really the tail of the tape right there, isn't it? Taking it out. Now a couple special mentions before we get into the attack replays. We have on the final boss side, we have 6-star attacks from Apple Techie and Shy Girl 2074. And from the Ludus side, we have 6-star attacks from Georgi Batka, Georgi, Dimitri, and Romantic, with the 6-star attacks coming on to the Ludus side. So what we'll do, we'll pop over, we'll have a look at the Town Hall 11 attacks first, and then the 12s and then the 9s, and we'll run them through at a little bit of speed. Now you can see this attack here is less than 2-minute wipeout on this Town Hall 11. Healed bowlers coming in on either side, and of course you've got the bunch of giants coming in through the middle with a bunch of bowlers to help them out. And now in this case, are the giants better than a golem? Well, when you have a look at the Inferno Towers, you've got 1 set to multi, 1 set to single. So you can see the big single there is just locking on, boom, and it now needs to reacquire different targets all the time. Now, yes, the big single Inferno Tower does get through. It can do a lot of damage, especially to golems and things like that. But in terms of needing to reacquire another giant or something like that, and then tank up and tank up and tank up, bringing the extra giants proved invaluable. Bowlers kept on pathing around the outside for the entire time, while the rest of the kill squad went right through the middle of the base and wiped it out. So let's move on to the next attack. Okay, so in this one, have a look at the troops that are coming in on this one. 6 dragons, and awesome little queen walk to start this one up. So just have a look at how much damage this queen walk does to the base. Rage wall breakers to get into that section where there are 3 Teslas, Expo, Wizard, air defense. Now the queen is going to be able to get the other Expo down. We'll be able to get the Grand Warden down, take out the CC. That's 2 Expos have gone down now. Still has the Eagle to get, still has the Sweeper to get, and there's a jump spell still to deploy, so that once that queen gets over to that section of the base, there we go, jump spell's gone down, she'll be able to reach the other air defense, and with the ability she'll be able to take out the Inferno Tower. If she goes, there she goes, she's about to take out the Inferno Tower, and now here come the dragons. So the queen did not quite get the other air defense down at the moment, but that's not going to be too much of an issue. Lava Hound's going over to that side, just got popped by the air defense, and in combination with the ground-based Archer Tower shooting double, but it didn't matter. The king broke through the wall on that side and took out the last air defense to keep those dragons up, and while the other dragons and balloons just took out the left-hand side of the base. So it was a lovely planned attack from their number 1 onto the final boss number 3. So Town Hall 11 3-star, very hard to come back from. So now we'll go and have a look at the 2 Town Hall 10 attacks. As soon as we see the troops up there. Okay, we'll just dive straight into it. Now the first thing that you will of course notice on this is that these are Town Hall 9 Archer Towers, so it's not a fully maxed Town Hall 10, and it's just not a fully maxed Town Hall 10, and the defending troops aren't fully maxed, they're not level 40, but the attacking queen's not level 40 either. So again, we've got a queen walk coming in with a nice little air component, 22 balloons. It's a lot of balloons to be bringing in, even for say like a Penta or something like that. You normally bring about over 20 balloons if you're going to do a queen pop or something like that, but in this case, of course, Town Hall 10 does have the extra troops, and then they are taken up with the healers for the queen, and you've got some little backup minions as well, 5 little minions. So just keep an eye on when the attack begins. So all the air defenses are down except the one. So Lava Hound's coming in, and that's it, all 22 balloons. Now if you check out the pathing of the balloons, they have nowhere else to go. They will have to path to the Inferno Tower, and there we go. Inferno, heal. So even though that heal wasn't really going to do too much for the balloons that were getting targeted by that top Inferno Tower, once that Inferno Tower went down, the other balloons were getting healed right back up from any damage they sustained. So that is a nice little 3-star attack coming in from their number 8 onto the number 9. It wasn't a max base, but that doesn't mean it's just easy to attack. It still took a lot of good planning to get it done. So let's move on to the next Town Hall 10. Okay, we'll just get this one going straight off the bat. Now, this one's interesting because it's a hog-based attack. I'll just speed this up a little bit so we don't have to sit through nearly 3 minutes of it. We'll run it at a little bit of speed. So 3 golems, or the 2 golems are coming in. We've still got the clan castle troops. Nice little test wall breaker, got targeted by the archer and the cannon, but the follow-up wall breakers, just too many of them to deal with, and the wall breakers are way too powerful. So jump spell is going to get access to the Expo and to that Inferno Tower over on that side. Still got 26 hogs to deploy at the moment. So here come the hogs now. Now, the base isn't fully maxed everything. You can see that it's not fully maxed, but it doesn't really matter that it's not fully maxed. That massive part of the push by the heroes coming in, taking out the first Inferno Tower, dealing with the CC, triggering bombs, things like that, meaning you don't need to have heals for hogs in that place. So getting the hogs en masse into the other section of the Town Hall 10 is what really made this 3-star possible. We'll just speed this up for the last 40 seconds at 4 times speed as we watch the hogs just run around. A lot of hogs left, taking out the rest of the base. And now we're going to have a nice little Town Hall 9 to have a look at. Okay, let's get this one going. Now, at first I was looking at the troop combination. I thought 2 witches, what sort of 4 balloons? This is a little bit of a weird attack. I'd be interested to see how this was going with the 5 dragons and then the baby dragon as well, just to see what sort of attack and how it was planned out. So, of course, level 25 queen, so it's not even a maxed queen. And their number 13 is, of course, the top base on the other side, so max heroes on the final boss side. Rage wall breakers getting the hole in the wall there, so the queen will be able to take out that air defense bomb tower, and if she wants to do anything else, she will have to jump a wall or something else. So there we've got the jumper's gone down so the queen can get in. Golem in the clan castle. Now you did notice that the two witches that were helping Funnel on the left hand side were assisted by a skeleton spell, and there's still one more skeleton spell left up the sleeve. So here come the dragons now. 2 air defences on the far side of the base, and all the troops have been deployed. So it's just interesting to see how the queen's slowly making her way through the base. She'll get onto that other air defence. Boom, there it goes. And now we've just got these remaining dragons left, and no more other spells that can go down, but those dragons will be just too powerful and too strong, and they will eventually take out that last remaining air defense. And there you go, still got 4 dragons left. Only came in with 5 dragons, 4 of them survived the attack and up to that last builder's hut, and that is it. So that will just pop back up to have a look at the map, and 82 to 72 as you saw before. There's the victory percentage, 93.73 versus 85.2, and now we'll go have a look at the next matchup. Okay, this one was over Invincibles versus Pinoy Violators, 76 to 74. Let's just get right into the war map here and see what got done to who and so on and so forth. Okay, so we've got not quite all the Town Hall 11's got 3-star. There's a star or 2-star up on base number 3. Then we've got a bunch of 2-stars on Town Hall 10s, Town Hall 9s now from 13. The breakdown was 4, 8 and 18. So there's one base that's been left up. And okay, so Invincibles have left 1 Town Hall 9 base on the map. Let's have a look what the Pinoy Violators did in return. 2-starred all the 11s, 2-starring all the 10s. Yep. And have a look at the 9s. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 9s. Okay, so the difference there, you can see that the difference in the 9s. So the Town Hall 9s determining pretty well the winners of this war is what we're seeing. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a Town Hall 10 2-star attack that actually should have been 3-star, but I wanted to have a look at this one because it just would have been so frustrating. Okay, so while this attack goes ahead, just quick shout out for the 6-star attackers for this war. So from the Invincible side, we had Ronnie, Pratap, Screen Hunter, and Sultan. And from the Pinoy Violators side, we had Voltures, 5, Bone Collector, and Perfecto coming in with 6 stars for their war. Now, got the Hog to Lord of the Clan Castle, got 2 Valkyries came out. It looked like 2 Valkyries to me, but I mean, it could have been wrong. It doesn't, wasn't really 100% sure if it was 2 Valkyries, because it didn't seem to make a lot of sense if it was 2 Valkyries that came out and a witch and a baby dragon. It's like, yeah, don't think there's enough space in the clan castle for all that. So a minute and a half to go. Haste spells are coming down. Now you may have noticed that a wizard, I think it was a wizard that came out of the clan castle just then before, got taken out, so it wasn't really near here nor there. But basically it meant that the hog got taken out before the wizard could get drawn out of the base. So that's what made me think, hang on a second, there's not enough troops for all of that was in that clan castle. So there might have been goblins that came out of that clan castle. So Queen coming down, just watching the last part of this attack coming in. Now we know this is not a 3-star attack, but only a couple seconds falls short. For the sake, just give me a couple archers, give me a couple archers, the base is done. And look at them go, left and right, left and right. Oh no, how frustrating is that? Okay, frustration aside, let's move on. Okay, so we've got a nice little gobo ho coming in on this one. Now, what I liked about this attack was how it was going all the way across the base to get the enemy queen, and also you needed to take on 2 expos to make that happen, as well as then the clan castle. So not even luring the clan castle, just going to take that out on the fly with a double poison and then come in on the hogs. Now, the other interesting thing is watching for the deployment of when the hogs actually start. So I've got a couple of Valkyries coming out of the clan castle. Queen's going. So that's it. The hogs have gone down now. So the main kill squad is still dealing with the clan castle and the queen, and he's already sending in the hogs. Got a nice heal spell for where the Tesla farm is, and all the spells are done. So we're just waiting for a bit of cleanup now, and that's it. Game over. So that's what I liked about this. It was gutsy to come in across the entire base, taking on 2 expos, to get the queen and doing a very, very late lure, just relying that the double poison was going to be dealing with the clan castle. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. And there's the troops for you. Okay, let's get into this. As you can see by the troops, we've got 4 lava hounds, 19 balloons, and we've got luring the clan castle on this one. Now, normally on a penta, you might say, well, you know, I'm bringing 2 poisons. I don't really need to lure the clan castle. In this case, yes, using 3 balloons to lure the clan castle and has some archers as backup to try and deal with maybe distraction in the clan castle, things like that, or anything else that might be needed. Now, something funny does actually happen with those archers as they are deployed a little bit later. So Skelly spell has popped. So Queen's going to deal with that down the bottom. So usual thing, watch the enemy Queen up there on the left, got the poison spell to slow her down, and the lava pups will just slowly take her out. Now, they aren't fully raged, but she is just distracted and she's about to go. She's down. She's down. She went down so quick with the poison spell onto her. Lava pups got her, and that was it. Now, watch what happens here. Where are we? Where are we? There we go. Okay, so watch the Valkyries on the right-hand side here. Watch the lava pups following these Valkyries around. And they just can't quite get their little lava bombs to take out the Valkyrie. Now, one of them just did. Now, this other Valkyrie's getting chased by the lava bombs. Almost got her, almost got her, almost got her. Oh, just got her. Just got her. Just as she was getting to that archer tower, the little lava pups, lava things just got the Valkyrie. I just thought that was entertaining. So, anyway, on to the next one. Okay, what we're looking at, this will be the last one, little Go-Bo-Ho. What I found interesting was that part in the base there where the Queen is in the clan castle, even though it's not a moat and there are actually things in it, by the time the bowlers are finished with it, it's kind of like a moat, which means it's almost like dividing the base into 2 halves. Do the kill squad on one side, and then your hogs can take out the other half. That's kind of what it felt like while I was watching it. Also, you'll notice he's already started to get the hogs down already. Now, the benefit of that is that they are distracted, so that is the idea of hogs. If the weapons are distracted onto golems, you can get your hogs in, and the hogs don't need a heal because they're taking out the weapons unimpeded. Now, you can just see that the spring traps just went off there. Now, big bomb, couple spring traps. It wasn't detrimental to the hogs. They were able to survive it, got the poison spell down. Hey, drop the poison if there's a little hidden skelly somewhere around that. Get all the skellies done. Queen shooting walls, we all know that's going to happen. I'll just speed up the last 50 seconds of cleanup. We don't need to see hogs cleaning up a base, but we'll stay with it just so that you can know it was a 3-star attack. And there we are. So all done. And that's it for the few little attacks that we're going to be having a look at here from this particular war. Just have a look at the stats. What do you get? 90.07 versus 86.93. Only 2 stars in it. And there we go. Have a look at the best attacks. The 3-star version, 17 3-stars versus 14 and 2 stars and 1-star attacks that you can see there. Mainly the difference being in the 3-star attacks winning the war. And again, we're seeing Town Hall 9s coming into their own, determining the course of the war. So that will be it for the Invincibles versus the Pinoy Violators. Just a little bit of a look at. And now we'll move on to the next one. Okay, here we are, Benfleet Union versus Red Eclipse. Benfleet's coming out with the win, 75 to 66. So we'll have a look at the war map, then we'll have a look at the stats, then we'll dive into, have a look at some of the statistics, some of the attacking. So firstly, this is what the Benfleet Union did to Red Eclipse. 2-star all Town Hall 11s and 2-star all Town Hall 10s. Now we come to the Town Hall 9s. You've got 1, 2, 3 Town Hall 9s that haven't been 3-starred, so that's not too bad. Now we'll go over and see what Red Eclipse did on their side. So they've 2-starred the Town Hall 11s and also 2-starred all the Town Hall 10s, and now we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Town Hall 9s out of 18. The breakdown was 4, 8 and 18. They only 3-starred 6 of the Town Hall 9s. Now, something that I wanted to show you is the percentages here: 98, 99, 99, 97. Oh, just exercise and frustration getting 99%ers. Multiple ones in a row are 98, 97%. Okay. So what we'll do, just before we get into it, 6-star attackers for the war. From Benfleet Union, we had Blakey, Lars, and Johnny 5, and on Red Eclipse, we had Bold Blade. They are the 6-star attackers for the war. So winners privilege, we're just going to have a look at what a few attacks from the winners, what they managed to get done. So we'll start off with the attack on number 13. It should be Grundonator attack. Okay, we'll just speed this up so that we've got the 4 attacks. I want to show you 4 different attacks. Just to see. Now, one thing that I've pointed it out in my videos, and I will still point it out here again, is you see the shape of the walls there. You see how the bowlers didn't really have any which way to go, and boom. So it was almost like a funnel, and with that little hole in the wall, it is like a funnel, exactly like a funnel that you might pour some kind of liquid or something through. You can see that wall shape with the hole, just exactly like how a funnel works. So Valkyries have run around there on the outside. They're just going to take care of a bit of trash. Check out that balloon just pathing up to the Archer Tower. That just came up all the way from the bottom there. It's gone all the way up, taken out the Archer Tower, taken out a couple of annoying air bombs, and almost takes out, there we go, it did take out the mortar. So it travelled quite a long way, and it only got taken out by the air defence in the end. So loads of troops left, loads of DPS left, and we'll move on to the next attack. All right, this one what we're going to be having a look at. Just count the number of dragons. We've got 7 dragons, 12 loons. We've got a lava hand in the clan castle, and we've got the 3 zaps and 1 earthquake happening. Now, one of the big risks that you do have with the triple zap quake attack when you were relying on taking out 2 air defences. Now, we'll take out those 2 air defences in that configuration. However, sometimes it doesn't, just like it did there. So what I do recommend is if that ever happens, if this is part of your plan or you're doing something to plan to say, hey, this is what I want done, come up with a plan B if you can. What happens if they don't both go down? What will I do? If you've got a good answer, in this case, if that was part of the plan, then that's great. You could see the wizard took it out, then the dragons just came down straight away. Now we've got the lava hound and balloons coming in on the left-hand side, dragons and balloons on the right-hand side. It's all coming in behind the air sweeper. Still got a rage spell up the sleeve, and we'll just about have that down any second. There we go. Rage dragons, as they're going to take out the rest of that stuff pretty easily. Balloons, no problem dealing with the wizard. Dragons on the Teslas up the top there. The wizard almost got them. Got a little bit of damage at the wizard, but all just too much for the wizard. And we've got, I think, 5 dragons. We've got 5 of the 7 dragons still alive in the end. So a nice little attack from their number 22. So let's move on to something else. And here we've got a 4-heal Go-Ho attack. So instead of bringing in a jump spell, could have just brought a jump spell and jumped straight into the queen, possibly. No need to do that all the time, though. You can just bring some wall breakers in. We'll just speed this up. Bring some wall breakers. If your kill squad's only needing to get out the king and the queen and take out a little bit of CC, take out the CC as well. If the CC is going to matter, once the CC gets drawn out, we'll see if it matters. Okay, we've got a Valkyrie, 3 wizards and a baby dragon, so some poisons will take care of that. And now we've got 3 heals. I think the hogs possibly may have been a mistaken drop, mistaken deployment, and that is one thing to be careful of. If you're very used to bringing in your a golem in the CC and you start switching to bringing in CC hogs, the force of habit of dropping that CC with your kill squad, or if you're always bringing in bowlers with your golems because you're doing go-bohos all the time, you just get so used to dropping the CC with your kill squad, it becomes second nature. And when you bring in hogs, as in this case, you still might automatically drop that CC, and that's kind of what I think happened there. But it doesn't matter. They had plenty of hogs, enough hogs to take out the base and provide cleanup. Queen's still up. Good lot of health on the queen. Wizard's still shooting. Wizard's shooting a wall. Queen's going to shoot another wall. There she goes. She likes shooting walls, but doesn't matter. Base falls, and we'll have a look at one more attack. All right, now in this one, look, it's not a max base, so let's just get that straight out of the way. But it is right at the bottom, and the attacker's not a maxed attacker either. So horses for courses, right? You don't always have to have a level 30 heroes attacking level 30 hero bases, and there are plenty of people that don't have level 30 heroes. So you'll notice these wizards at the top, they're going to take out that air defense sitting right in the corner, and we've got the golem coming in to push with a jump spell to take out the next air defense as well. So the air defense at the top has gone down. No bowlers in this attack. So it's like your standard old school Golaloon, just bringing in 2 golems and balloons and lava hounds. Now the old school would have always said you've got to bring in 1 extra lava hound, then you do have air defenses left. So if you've got 2 air defenses left, you'd always bring in 3 lava hounds. But in this case, with all the advent of the extra haste spells and heal spells and so on, basically being able to get the balloons in quicker and move around the entire base. When Golalo first came out, there was no haste spells, so you had to do everything with rage spells. But now you can swap out a rage for a couple of haste and get those balloons just pumping around the base. And look, the lava hound still didn't even pop. So that's how powerful that attack was. Sorry, I didn't speed that up, but that'll do. So we'll just speed it up now. A bit late, only for the last 20 seconds, but just to show you that no bowler air attacks still work on the right bases if you can figure them out. As long as you can take out a couple of air defenses, they'll still work nicely. Okay, so let's go have a look at the statistics for the war. We've had another look, but we'll just finish on with these statistics. So there we go, 3-star attacks, 15 versus 6, 60 attacks used, 59 won, 1 lost, probably a disconnect. And look, new stars per attack don't matter really too much. When you use all your attacks, they're always going to be about that. Percentage, average destruction, well, when you're up in those sorts of star numbers, you're always going to be getting those high 80s and low 90 average destructions, and the time doesn't really matter too much. So this is really what matters. 87.47% destruction for Benfleet Union, 84.47. See, that both ending in 0.47, 3% destruction difference between from Red Eclipse down from Benfleet Union. And that is it for this part. Now we'll move on to the next clan. And here we are in the We3 versus Black Legends war. As you can see, that is finished. I'm sitting in We3. We3 had the win, 80-77. Let's have a quick look at the war map. We'll see what each other did. Then we'll have a look at the attacks, have a look at the statistics, and do a bit of a shout out for the 3-star attackers. Okay, so here we can see this is the We3 side of the map. You can see the Black Legends got a Town Hall 11 triple. We'll be having a look at that. And a Town Hall 10 triple down here on number 10. The breakdown was, of course, 4, 8, and 18. And now we come to the Town Hall 9s. And we can see, okay, they've left 1 up on the board, left 2 on the board, and left 3. 3 Town Hall 9s that have not been 3-starred. They did get a Town Hall 11 triple and a Town Hall 10 triple. So let's just pop over to see what We3 did to the Black Legends. And you can see they 2-starred all the Town Hall 11s. It's imperative. Oh, and they've got a 3-star on a Town Hall 10 at the top there, top Town Hall 10, and 3-star on the number 11, which is also a Town Hall 10. And then we'll have a look at the Town Hall 9s. I'm pretty sure we've got Town Hall 9 cleared because those 2 top level Town Hall 3-stars cancel each other out, and they won by 3. So, yeah. Okay, so they cleared all the 9s. So again, we're seeing a war that was determined by who could clear the 9s, as the 10s and 11s were equal to themselves. So we'll first start off with having a bit of a look. Before we get into the look, I just want to let you know that the 6 packs we had in this war, we had 6 packs from We3, from Sohab, Leo, Parunk, Ilmi or Limi, Junaday, Deodorant, and Asa Zan Hippie. That's from We3, if I'm sure I butchered their names. And on the Black Legends side, we had 6 packs from Gil, Rastakul, Born Rouge, and Try Easy. So let's get into this Town 11 triple first, and once we've had a look at that, we'll bring up the stats. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a ring base. Minute 44. We'll just run this at double speed. It goes pretty quick even without double speed, but we'll just run it at double speed. Look at the balloons. He's bringing 32 balloons, and just get him in there. Just plaster the thing with haste spells, get them in there quickly, a couple of rage spells into the middle. Now, interesting deployment of the heroes. Just watch the heroes coming in on the right-hand side there. So as you can see, big couple of balloons coming in on the left. They were always going to stay left, so send the heroes on the right. So by sending the heroes in, that's like a reactionary hero type thing. If all the balloons started going to the right, then you could have sent the heroes on in the left corner to take out the left side as well. So plenty of balloons left, heroes still up, and just waiting for some lava pups and a few minions to come and do the cleanup work. Balloons still up, Grand Wardens still up, and well, all of the heroes are still up in this one. And that's it. Town Hall 11 triple, and from there we will move on to a Town Hall 10. There's the troops if you want to have a look at that, possibly duplicate that in practice. Okay, moving on. Okay, this Town Hall 11, I had to have a Town Hall 10. I had to have a double check of it. So I was looking at the base and I was just thinking, something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right. Okay, not all the cannons have been maxed up. It was just a feeling that I had. It almost felt like it didn't have enough walls. Doesn't matter. It's Town Hall 10. It's got the correct number of weapons. It's got, I'm just trying to check, we've got the bomb tower over on the right-hand side. And are we missing a bomb tower? I can't see the other second bomb tower. Here it is over here in the middle. So we've got the correct number of bomb towers, correct expos. And as you can see, we've got 48 miners and we've got CC miners as well. So 1 rage, 4 heal. Don't worry about the CC in this case. And it is interesting. Just keep your eye on the CC when it comes out. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I know what's in the CC, but just keep an eye on it. So the king's going down the left-hand side. Now, the idea of the king pathing down the left-hand side is if he can take out the trash, then the miners are forced to stay inside the base. So you can see the king's ability's been used. 2 heal spells have been done. Rage has been dropped. Queen's walking around the outside. She's got a miner escorting her. And just look at this balloon trying to get hold of the miners. It's stopping it, starting. It's stopping it, starting. All the spells have been deployed now, so now it's just a matter of attrition. Do the weapons wear out the miners first, or do the miners survive bombs, explosions, and Tesla zaps, and the balloon trying to get them? So have a look at this balloon. He's just going left and right, left and right. Can't quite get it, can't quite. It gets a miner occasionally, and that is it. Mass miner spam, Town Hall 10, took it out. So there's the troops, about as simple as you can get. 1 rage, 4 heal, and 2 poison. Okay, let's move on to the Town Hall 9s now. Okay, as we move on with these Town Hall 9s, I'm sure you might be wondering, Mister, how are you selecting the Town Hall 9s? Basically what I'm doing is I'm looking for a Town Hall 9 attack that's just not quite your run-of-the-mill. It might be run-of-the-mill, but there might be something unique or just a little bit interesting about it. So in this case, you can see you've taken out 1 air defense with the balloons and the haste spell. You've got the heroes taking out the other air defense. You've got 23 balloons left, 2 wizards, 5 minions. Lava in the CC and camp lava as well, and here come the rest of the balloons. Now coming in at the base from the opposite side of the queen, rage, heal, haste, lava hounds pop. Now remember those 2 air defenses were left all the way at the other side of the base, so basically these balloons had to traverse most of the base without assistance of tanking, and you noticed how the Archer Queen was taken out with that skeleton spell. So Archer Queen's a little bit distracted, few air things in the way, and Archer Queen goes down to the skeleton spell. So that's what I liked about this attack. I thought there was just that little bit of difference in it that made it a little bit unique. So that's what I'm basically doing when I'm selecting the Town Hall 9 attacks in a war. I'm looking for something that shows a little bit of difference in the attack, and we'll move on to the last Town Hall 9 attack. Alright, so this is the same attacker as you just saw from the previous one, so changed war troops and coming in with different combinations. Just have a look at the troops there, 4 healers. Let's have a look how all this gets used. So I've got a minion starting to do a little bit of cleanup on the right hand side. Nothing going up there on the top. Wizard on the left, wizard on the right. We'll just speed this up because it goes for a couple and a half minutes. And we're almost done with the highlights for this war. Notice how the healers were placed onto the golem. So essentially that golem is tanking for 2 archer towers, a Tesla, a wizard, and an expo. So Immortal Golem able to survive all of that. It was a really good way to get the queen into the middle of the base without needing to use a spell on the queen to keep the queen active. So the spells could be used on other troops and things like that. So that's what we've just seen. We've got 2 heal spells left and a rage spell and 18 hogs. So I liked the use of the spell usage. I liked the idea of the single golem to try and take out. Now Here come the hogs at 54% of the base, roughly. Half the base is done by the time the hogs come in. So there are spring traps, so there is always that risk you are going to lose hogs. Got still has 6 hogs up the sleeve. Here they come now, and drop the skelly. So hogs in, drop the skelly. So while the weapons are distracted by the skeleton spell, the hogs can come in relatively unhindered, and take out the weapon. So loads of hogs left. Nice clean up. Queen's got still the ability that she hadn't used, and still has a heal spell left unused as well. So a nice little Town Hall 9 3-star to finish off the attacks. So let's have a look at the statistics of this war. And there we go. So both sides used all 60 attacks. 54 won, 57 not, 6 lost. I did see, I think some of those were disconnects and things like that. 23 stars versus 17, and of course you can see the opposite of the 2 stars. New stars per attack doesn't really mean too much when all the attacks get used. Average destruction 91.53 versus 90.37, as you can see right at the top. Average attack duration, that's neither here nor there. Most heroics, you can see what they are down there. They're kind of a bit meaningless, but there they are. So that is how the war between We 3 and Black Legends transpired. And so now let's go on to the next one. And here we are in Embers to Ashes, and looking at their war that they just finished with Independence Clan. They had a victory 78 to 76. Just quick look at the percentage that you can see there, 90.83 to 91.17. So they had less percentage, but they had more stars. Stars is all that matters. So let's have a quick look at the war map. Then we'll have a look at some attacks and so on and so forth. So again, the same breakdown, 2, 8 and 18. So we've got 4 Town Hall 11s, all 2-starred here. This is what has been done to Embers to Ashes. You can see all the Town Hall 10s have also been 2-starred. Now we come into the Town Hall 9s, and we've got 1 Town Hall 9 up on the board still, and a second Town Hall 9 uncleared. So they did not clear 2 Town Hall 9s. Now we'll have a look to see what Embers to Ashes did to Independence. Up at the top of the board here, we can see they 2-starred all the Town Hall 11s. 2-starred all the Town Hall 10s, and we just scroll down. You can see that they've 3-starred all the Town Hall 9s. So once again, we are seeing that the success or fail or lack thereof, the Town Hall 9s being able to clear themselves, has been the determining factor of who is winning this no-dip war. Okay, now what we're going to do, before we get into the replays, quick shout-outs for the 6-pack people. So from Embers to Ashes, we've got the Dude, Atomic Blonde, Fadley 2, Derek 2, BFC Shines. And from Independence, we've got Wolf 95, Umo, Tenturo, and Beck Uzbek, and Huliganka, who is their bottom player. We'll just make sure that is Huliganka at the bottom. There we go, number 30, Huliganka. Independence is a Russian clan. So, all right, now let's move on to the attacks. We're going to do something a little bit different in this one. We're going to have a look at 2 Town Hall 10 2-star attacks. That's what we're going to look at first. They're both on base 11, so each side almost 3-starred each other's Town Hall base 10, base 11. So we're going to have a look at both of those from each side, and then we'll have a look at a couple of Town Hall 9 attacks, and then we'll have a look at the percentage. Okay, so this attack is done by the Embers to Ashes person first, and then we'll pop over to have a look at the Independence's attack on their number 11, and we'll just run this at double speed, of course, because they both run out of time. In essence, they were both 99% attacks, and they both ran out of time. They're just a little bit more time, and both of them would have been 3 stars. So you've got a bit of a bow witch coming in. This one had some healers added to it on the right hand side. Fantastic if the healers can follow the witches down the right hand side, keep the witches alive a little bit. In through the core, double jump, gives kind of access to that last Inferno tower if the troops would only get over there. If the Queen takes, the Queen's taken the jump, so that was good for the Queen. She'll take out the Inferno, a couple of archers, cannon, and then we're just going to be relying on the witches to try and get through. Now, the big bomb did do a bit of damage on her, and while she's stuck on the storages, the cannon was able to take her out. Otherwise, it could possibly have been a little bit of a different story. Okay, bowler stuck on the wall there. You can see there in the left-hand side at the 9 o'clock position, and witches just pathing around. Healer's keeping the witches alive up on the right-hand side. Witches on the left, kind of being kept alive by the distraction of their skeletons onto the cannons and so forth. The inside cannon, though, is going to be to prove the downfall on this attack, as you can probably figure out by now. There's no way to get to that inside cannon easily. They've had to get through the wall now, but now they've got the outside gold mine at the top there. First inside wall cannon's about to go down, and now everybody onto that last cannon. Can it? Almost there. Nah. Okay. Half the health on that cannon. All right, let's move over to the other one. So this will be the 3-star effort, or 2-star, 99% from Independence on to base number 11 as well, as you can see. So starting off with the Queen Walk, you can see the lava hounds and the balloon. So we're going to have a Queen Walk balloon. Nice little test wall breaker. The other wall breaker's got in there pretty handily. Got a free spell there. Queen's going to be taking on that Inferno Tower, so likely going to use the free spell right there to help the Queen. Rage wall breaker, help get through that wall some more. Inferno goes down, Clan Castle comes out, and it's a bit of a lava hound. Possibly if it was something else, the attack might have gone different, because that means that the Queen could have dispatched the Clan Castle sooner and moved on to other duties, and then the main phase of the attack had begun. Like, for instance, if it was a couple of witches or something like that. So Rage Queen, she's going to take out a few other things there before the balloon portion comes in. Once the air defense goes down, there'll be nothing to stop the lava hounds and the balloons on that side of the base. So here come the lava hound loon portion over the Teslas there in the middle. Balloon went awry a little bit over to the mortar, but no issue. A couple of haste spells left. One haste spell left now over to the Inferno. Inferno goes down. It's all looking pretty good at this stage. Immediately got the minions down, which is what you really need. Get those minions down really, really quickly. And balloons have taken out the rest of the base pretty spot on, and that's it. Now all this waiting for is the town hall to go down and the minions and everything doing the trash cleanup. So as you can see, it's looking pretty good. 15 seconds, you'd have to be thinking, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. Now watch the army camp. Oh no, this one needed about another half a second. It would have been a 3-star. Okay, over to the Town Hall 9 attacks now. All right, got a little bit of a hog action going on this one. Okay, so I'll have this running at double speed, as I will the others as well. So golems down, wizards down to help just clean away the extra trash. Other golem on the other corner there. So notice now, nice little funnel to help get some bowlers in. If things don't get wrecked too much within that core, the bowlers will stay in the middle, but if they get wrecked before the bowlers get there, the bowlers go wandering. So you can see there, the bowlers went wandering a little bit, or at least one bowler's gone off to the side with the king. The other bowlers have gone into the base, taking out the enemy's queen. So it's all just reliant on the 21 or 18 hogs now. Nice little deployment of the hogs here. Few hogs, few hogs, few hogs. Tesla's farm has popped. Get some hogs in. Get the heal spell onto those hogs. Get the poison spell down, keeping that poison spell up the sleeve for any potential skeleton traps. And secondary hogs coming onto the mortar up the other side there on the left-hand side. And a nice little bunch of spring traps, just slowly getting rid of all the hogs. Big bomb. Hogs survive. Not an issue. Just waiting for a bit of cleanup now. And that was a nice little constructed hog attack from BFC Shines. They're number 29 on the number 15. And we'll go on to the last attack for the war. This attack also coming from BFC Shine. So let's get this going now. And we'll just run it at double speed. So Golem's coming in. Just keep an eye on the hogs that he's got here. He's got 10 hogs left up his sleeve. He's just dropped a few hogs to try and help the Golems get through the Tesla area down there. So those hogs are kind of sacrificial. So now he's only got 9 hogs left. So we've got a rage and another jump. So he's going to get that second jump spell to get deeper into the base, take out the second expo and bomb threat area. The only other bomb threat area, big bomb threat area that leaves is the area around that wizard. So a couple little hogs just coming up on that flank side on the left, couple hogs. So you can see he's just dropping in a couple hogs, dropping a couple hogs. All the hogs have gone in now. Now he only had 9 hogs left. Now watch the nice placement of this spring trap here as the hog go, boom, there it is. So instead of the spring trap being in the middle, it was over at the side. Now unfortunately that big bomb with the 2 little bombs just nuked his hogs. Didn't really matter. The queen had made her way through the base. Game over for this base. So again, it was a nicely constructed hog attack. Wasn't very heavy on the hogs, but the 2 jumps enabled the kill squad with the bowlers to get right the way into the base. And we'll just have a look at the number of wizards that he brought in on this one as well. 15 wizards, which is not lot more than you'd normally bring in. So you did notice he had the attacking from the bottom and attacking from the left-hand side as well. Anyway, let's have a look at the breakdown of what this ended up on this attack, on this war. So you can see here we've got 90.83 versus 91.17, all attacks used, a few attacks lost, 18 3-stars versus 16, and of course they are the 2-star 14 versus 12 versus 14, and they are the 2 stars at the top there, which we had seen was caused by the Town Hall 9s. You can see there the heroics as determined by the mysterious algorithm of heroic determination that this game has. So that is it for the Embers to Ashes versus Independence War, and now we'll go on to the next one. And here we are in Fairy Tale. It's a Fairy Tale for Fairy Tale. They beat Sector 7. Of course, you might remember Sector 7 as the name from the Transformer movie. Sector 7, and of course Fairy Tale, they had a nice little Fairy Tale win. That's not to say that the win was a fairy tale, but figuratively speaking. Okay, 80 to 74, 91.57% destruction versus 88.2. Let's have a look at the war map. Okay, so we had 4 Town Hall 11s, 8 Town Hall 10s, and 18 Town Hall 9s. You can see you had a 3-star on a Town Hall 10, number 6, 3-star Town Hall 9. Number 9, so that's 2 3-stars on the Town Hall 10 that they managed, that Fairy Tale did to Sector 7, and cleared all the 9s. So we'll have a look to see what Sector 7 did to Fairy Tale, and we've got a missing star there on number 1 and 3. So in terms of 2-star being a win at Town Hall 11, so there's a couple of stars lacking there. And as we move down, you'll see no Town Hall 10 3-stars, and we've got 1 and 2. And that's it. So we have 2 stars gone begging in the Town Hall 9s. They didn't manage to clear the Town Hall 9s. They lacked 2 stars at the Town Hall 10s and left a couple of stars on the boards at Town Hall 11. So that's the 6-star difference. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to have a look at the, before I get into that, the 6-star 6-pack shout-outs. Fairy Tale actually had quite a few. Tribuzz, who you're going to see, Town Hall 10 6-pack, so that's awesome work there. For Town Hall 9, Luca, El Toro, Innovat, Honoro, Castile, Jowls. And for Sector 7, we had Shiva and Aussie. Okay, so let's just dive in. I'm going to show both the Town Hall 10 3-stars and then 2 Town Hall 9 attacks. Okay, so we've got a air-based attack on this one. Sorry about that. And we'll just speed this up because it goes for nearly 3 minutes. So we'll try to get it through a little bit quicker. As the Queen walks and notoriously slow. So just keep an eye on the wall breaker usage here. He's got 10 wall breakers, so it's a massive amount of wall breakers coming in. Nice little hole open up there. Queen's going to go to the left. Rage spell. Have been seeing a fair lot of use of wall breakers with rage spells of late as well, and looking through the attacks that Fairy Tale did, they were making good use of that also. Good use of that skill of the dropping the wall breakers to time with the rage spell, or dropping the rage spell to time with wall breakers, whichever way you want to look at it. So there we've got another couple of little wall breakers raged in to get access to that bottom part of the base. Here comes the air portion of the attack. So plenty of balloons coming in. Rage, freeze on the sweeper and the inferno. So that was a massively good free spell. Got a lot of value out of that. Heal spell over the wizard tower area. Get a bit of health back into the loons. And now look at this little group of loons coming in on this last inferno tower over the side here. So the inferno is not able to get those balloons out before it can take out the inferno just. So one very small slither of health on that last balloon. And it's still game over. Lava Hound hasn't popped yet. And accidentally dropped his last poison spell in the middle of the base while trying to move the screen around. Okay, on to the next Town Hall 10. So let's keep going. As I said, Tribuzz had a 6-pack of Town Hall 10, so not quite the same troops though, you notice that. So in the war, you don't lose your troops in the arranged wars. So he's obviously made up a completely different army for this. We've got the Rage Wall Breaker again trying to sneak in. Didn't quite make it. but it doesn't matter. The hole did end up getting opened up. Still has 2 more wall breakers, 25 hogs. So he's come in with a queen walk air attack, and now he's got a queen walk hog attack coming in. Minute and a half left to go on the a little bit over a minute and a half. Couple of minions. Get the minions down early. Start the cleanup process. There's no reason to wait for all of your action to finish before getting the cleanup. Nice preempt on the poison and the raid spell to keep the queen alive. Often you see a lot of people just wait, and then by the time they drop the rage spell, that's it, game over for the queen. She goes down. Archer's locked onto the queen's healers, so unless the queen gets over, okay, the queen's gotten over there and just walk straight past the archer to shoot the clan castle. Oh, you've got to love the queens, don't you? So, okay, some bowlers coming in to help. King's distracting. Hogs coming in, and 8 more hogs left. They'll be coming up on the back end. Take out the Tesla. There we go. Hogs on the Tesla. Mortar's no match for them, and get that cleanup wizard down straight away as well. Got wizard on the right, wizard at the bottom, and that's it, game over. Another poison spell left over in the middle of the base. Let's move on to the Town Hall 9s. All right, now this one goes for nearly 3 minutes as well, and it's a little bit of a queen walk. Now, I did like the use of the wall breakers. Got 13 wall breakers here. Yeah, you practice with your wall breakers and your rages. That's why the 13 wall breaker is pretty handy. Nice little funneling. Now you notice that because that moat is there with the empty wall spaces, the dead space, let's just call it, has made it a little bit easier to funnel the queen. Obviously not needing to use the queen's ability or from, let's just say, previous knowledge that's okay. The queen can survive with the healers on it, can survive and take out a king without needing to use the ability, only just. So if you know that's the case, then you don't need to use the ability, save the ability up your sleeve. So king's coming down the left-hand side to create a little bit of a funnel. Once that's all done, then there'll be no reason for the queen to go down there. So raids the king, take the trash out. Now the queen will have to go into the middle of the base, which is what she does. She'll take out the enemy queen. Boom, she goes down there. Here comes the air portion of the attack. Nice use of the balloons. Not doing 2-2-2, just going 3-3-3-3 with the balloons. If you notice that, minions, lava pups over on the right hand side, they'll just distract the air defense weapons just enough, and the balloons can come in pretty well unimpeded. So unimpeded or unhindered, if you like, whichever one of those you like. So that was a nice little, let's just call that a TDH, because it just pretty well was a TDH. Queen walk, 8 minions. Anyway, on to the next one. And this one, we've got a nice little hog base attack. This base reminded me a little bit of the Taylor base, only because of these two left and right outside compartments. So nothing in range of the wizards. Get them down early, get a little bit of trash taken out before you drop the golem and subject the golem to a whole bunch of stuff. So jump spells, bringing 2 jump spells in on this attack and a bunch of bowlers. So you've got 3 golems plus the bowlers. So there's a lot of tanking coming into the middle of the base, but the base is congested, so it needs a lot of tanking to keep the heroes alive, especially the queen. So a couple little hogs onto the Teslas on the outside there, you notice that. So very, very carefully using those hogs. Hogs on those corner Teslas. Now you're going to be seeing the left side Teslas as well. It's going to be dropping 4 hogs on each of those. Leaves 2 hogs for the mortar up the top side there. You'll be dropping those shortly. There we go. A couple of hogs up there. One hog left, and I'm not sure if he drops that actually or not. Doesn't look like he's dropping that. No need to drop it. Save the hog. Drop the wizard for a bit of extra cleanup. Nothing, no other trash at the bottom, and that's it. A nice, well-constructed, well-planned hog attack. 3 golem go boho. And that is it. So we'll have a look at the stats for this war now. And here we go. So we've got 59 attacks used to 60, 58 attacks won, 3 stars, 20 versus 16, and of course the 2 stars made up the difference there as well. So looking at the new stars per attack, it's always the same roughly, and they are the featured battles. Whatever mechanism that Supercell uses to decide that they are the features battles, they are the ones there. So 91.57% versus 88.2% from Fairy Tale over Sector 7 for week 1 of the NDL. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, over here in Summer Never Came for their war against Russian Empire. As you can see, Russian Empire won 81 to 77 5-star difference. Let's have a look at the war map first before we go anywhere else. Okay, they've got Russian Empire did 1 3-star on the Town Hall 11. They 3-star on Town Hall 10, number 10 and 12, and then the rest of the Town Hall 9s. So all of the 9s have been cleared. Okay, so if we're talking about just straight 2 stars on all the top bases, straight away Someone Never Came's 3 stars behind. Let's have a look at what Someone Never Came was able to do onto them. 2-starred all the Town Hall 11s as could be expected. 2-starred all the Town Hall 11 10s. Yep. Okay, so 2-starred them. And now we'll have a look at the Town Hall 9s. And it's looking pretty good. Okay, number 24 hasn't been cleaned up. And so that's looking like, I think is that it? Just the one Town Hall 9 that they didn't clear? Okay, so yeah, that's looking like the one Town Hall 9 that they didn't clear. Alright, so they are the 4-star discrepancies from the 3 stars up top and the one in Town Hall 9. So what we're going to do, before we start looking at the replays, we do have the 6-pack shout-outs. So from the Russian Empire, we have Raza, Famida, Player, Mini J, and if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Balor. If I'm not, I certainly do apologize. It's written in Russian alphabet. So that's my translation of the Russian alphabet, which is, so any Russians that want to abuse me for mispronouncing their names. So there we go. I believe that is number 27, Balor. So if I'm mispronouncing that, do please correct me. Okay, and over on the Someone Never Came, we have Kingston, Downey Jr. and Purple Unicorn with the 6-packs. So firstly, what we'll do is standard operating procedure as these have all been going. Winner's privilege, let's have a look at the 3-star attacks coming from the winner's side. And then once that's done, we'll have a look at the statistics for the war. Queen Walk, Balloon, or Lalunian, by the look of this, by the troop combination coming in. Yes, there are 4 wall breakers there ready to crack open in the wall. So I'm going to assume we're going to get the Queen inside to take care of the Eagle Artillery. And activated the special ability then. Okay, so here come the wall breakers. Oh, there was a bit of a outside bomb there. Didn't harm too much. King took out a little bit of the outside trash to stop the Queen from pathing out of the way. So she'll get in, take out the Eagle Artillery. And of course, once the Eagle's down, of course, the Queen's got to deal with that witch first. Once the Eagle's down, the rest of the attack should begin pretty straight away. There we go, Eagle's down, and here comes the rest of the attack. I've been noticing that with the Town Hall 11s, all the 3 stars really concentrating on getting that Eagle out of the way pretty pronto. If the Eagle survives, then it can really wreck your dreams as a Town Hall 11 attacker. That's what we're noticing in the various Town Hall 11 3 stars or very high percentage 2 stars that happen. Get the Eagle out of the way very quickly, and everything goes in your favour because you've basically now dealing with a Town Hall 10. A few extra, I mean, it's not basically a Town Hall 10, still got the increased weaponry, DPS, things like that. Massive loads of lava pups, take out the defending king, and that's it. So let's move on to Town Hall 10. And here we've got another air-based attack by the look of things. Okay, so king, giant going down. Oh, that wasn't the king, that was a giant. So it looks like a Sui Lalo going on at the moment. Heroes come in, take out those 2 air defences, wall breakers in. So the Queen should be able to take out the 2 air defences, take out the defending heroes, defending Queen as well. She should go down any second to the attacking Queen. Might have to use a special ability to take her out. There we go. Well, she's down. So 2 air defences down and defending Queen is down. So just waiting for the rest of the attack. Does have a clone spell coming in here. So, oh, nice work. Get the lava hound past the wizard and then activate the clone spell onto the balloons to increase the number of balloons onto the base. And come in with a bunch of haste spells and rage spells to basically punch through the rest of the base before the base can deal with the balloons and the lava hound. Look, massive amounts of balloons left over. We'll just speed this up. We don't need to sit here for a minute watching balloons slowly clear up everything, but we'll just keep watching it to make sure that you can see how it did become a 3-star. Load of balloons left. And that is it. Okay, on to the next Town Hall 10 3-star. And here we've got a mass minor attack going on. So we're going to have the king and bolters going down one side by the look of this. Queen and queen, just the queen by herself going down the other side, and get the minors in. So once that initial funnel had been created, that's it, get the minors in. Bowlers are helping out a little bit. Minors, heal spells, no rage spells. Sometimes a rage spell is brought in to help the minors deal with, say, a bunch of skellies or something that are near a Inferno Tower to help them get through the Inferno Tower pretty quickly. But in this case, no. Just a whole bunch of heal spells, not healers. No healers are seen, and no healers were harmed in the attacking of this base. Just a bunch of heal spells and miners. There's the last heal spell deployed or placed, whichever one you want to say. Deplaced, made up word, I just made that up then. Queen's gone down already. Look, the Lava Hound in the clan castle is doing absolutely nothing to the miners. One more builder's hut to go, and that is it. A mass miner 3-star attack with 42 miners and 7 in the clan castle, so 49 miners all up. Okay, let's move on to Town Hall 9. All right, for the Town Hall 9 attack, I did choose another air attack out of this, out of them. There was a different attack I could have chosen, but I liked this one because it wasn't quite a penta. There's only 3 Lava Hounds brought in, but 24 balloons, and I just thought it was interesting. Now, this was a cleanup attack, so they did know that there was nothing in the clan castle that would come out and do any kind of damage to air troops. So here come 3 Lava Hounds onto those air defenses, followed up nicely by the balloons. A whole spread of haste spells, get them in quickly. Another haste spell, rage spell, skelly spell. Was that a skelly spell that just went down there? I think it was. I can see rage skellies in the middle there. They're raging around the place. Another haste spell, and that's it. Game over for the base. Just way too many balloons, lava pups. And the heroes are down already because it was a Sui Heroes attack, but it cleaned out that top pocket up there where the Teslas were, and a whole bunch of trash, and that was it. Game over. So let's have a look at the statistics for this war, and we'll bring them up. Okay, so as you can see, Russian Empire, the winners on the right hand side, 60 attacks won, 59, 60 attacks used. Someone never came, didn't use all of their attacks, but it wouldn't have made any difference to the war. 21 3-stars versus 17. That really hurt. It really hurt with the Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 11 3-stars. New stars per attack, average destruction, 94.37 versus 86.83, and they are the featured battles as determined by Supercell in their mysterious way. So that is it for the Russian Empire versus Someone Never Came war, and on we go to the next one. And here's the next one. Okay, I didn't get into the next one. I was waiting for a couple of wars to finish, but they finished at a time when I couldn't get to them, and I was working. They finished. I couldn't get to them. So what we ended up with was, out of the, I think it was, we had 12 wars. I managed to get into 8. A couple of them had already finished by the time I started popping into the clans. So what we're going to have a look is at the league standings after 1 week. You can see we're up onto the second week matches now, week 2 up there at the top up there, but we're having a look at week 1 at the moment. So as you can see, going down the week 1 center of the screen, you've got a Valar Dohaeris defeated Nations of War, Benfleet Union defeated Red Eclipse 75-66, Embers to Ashes defeated Independent 78-76, Russian Empire 81, over Someone Never Came 77, Pinoy Bandidos 2. Pinoy Bandidos 2 beat Red Line 81-76. Only the Brave won 1 star over Orion's Nebula at USA Adults. You already saw some of these scores, but here you can see them in comparison to the others. 71 versus 75, We 3 80, defeated Black Legend 77. Ludus Magnus 82 over 72 over the final boss, Invincible 76-74. 3 Strikes and Power Cup 80 each. Of course, Power Cup won on percentage. You can see 93.43 versus 90.43. And Fairy Tale over Sector 7, 80-74 stars. So have a look on the left here. You can see the standings after week 1. Russian Empire, Ludus Magnus, Power Cup Z. Now they've won 1 match. You can see the winning match, and then you've got the teams displayed as percentages higher, and then you can see their star differentials that they had in their particular win. Okay, so you can see Nations of War there, for instance, 82 versus 69, and you can see here, number 5, that was 13 star difference. So that's what the stars mean there in the list. So you can see here, Invincibles, Benfleet Union, they were coming in at number 12 at the moment because there were that many clans, and they have the lowest percentage of the winners, so that's why they're number 12. And then of course you come all the way, you keep coming down is basically what you do from that point on, 13 all the way down here, down to Red Eclipse sitting at the bottom, -9 stars. Now we come over to the right hand side and we'll have a look at the statistics for the moment. Now these are season statistics. Week 2 matches are partly included in this already. So what we have at the moment is we have a look at the 11 versus 11 attacks. Now you are not going to find any 11 versus 10 attacks down here because this is no dip league. So 11 versus 11, there were 250 attacks so far, and we have 7 3-star attacks. So that's not a very high percentage. It's only 3% of the attacks done. 3% 3 stars. You can see here a lot of 2 stars. 68% of them are 2-star attacks. Now we come into the 10 versus 10s. There are some 10 versus 11s, jumping up to do scouts, that kind of a thing. Same with the 9s, but basically the 10 versus 10s, 10 versus 10s, we're looking at 492 attacks so far this season, with 7% 3 stars, 6 and 9% with 26 cleanup 3-star attacks. And then coming into the 9s, we have over 1,000. Now remember, each of these people have 2 attacks. So for instance, you're going to look at the 519 3 stars that were done, 2 attacks. So you've got over here, for example, you've got 318 fresh hits, which is what this green line is, 318 fresh hits, and then an extra 201 cleanup attacks. So if those took 2 attacks, for example, so this is where you end up with your 1,000 attacks for 49% overall 3-starring, based on the number of attacks, not the number of bases presented. So that's what this little chart means here. So you get to see very low percentage of 3 stars at 10 and 11, a good high percentage fresh hits, 54% fresh hit at Town Hall 9. So they are the statistics for week 1. As we head into week 2, I don't want to spoil it by clicking over because some of these matches are already done and dusted. So that is it for the week 1 recap in the welterweight division. Russian Empire, Ludus Magnus, at the moment looking like they're on fire. They're having some good runs. Keep an eye on them. Pinoy Bandidos. A lot of good clans in here, and I've seen a lot of great attacking from all of these clans that I've been in. Even on the clans that had a bit of a loss, they were putting out some really awesome attacks, and especially some of those ones that were like a whole bunch of 99% 2 stars. Just needed the luck on their side to change things. Anyway, that is it for week 1 recap in welterweight. Now we prepare for week 2. So let me know what you thought of the recap, or anything else you'd like to see in the recap, or a different format of the recap. Do please let me know that. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.